and welcome everyone to the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. It is the Sunday afternoon edition here on the Pacific Coast, and we are in beautiful British Columbia, Canada, the wonderful city of Richmond, and this is the third annual event that has been hosted here on the West Coast, all tying in to the national event that will be coming up on June 1st. Hello everyone, I'm John Burleson. I'm your voice for the FPC this afternoon, and we have 3 games on tap. The one about to kick off now, we'll have another one around 11:30, and then this afternoon the varsity division will get out here and they will kick off at 2 p.m. West Coast time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the afternoon action. First up this morning, we have a wonderful competition. It is the U14 division. These are all-star athletes that have traveled from the United States and also from all parts of Canada to be here this afternoon. And they are all part of the CFC Top 150. And they're trying to move up the rankings and get in a position to be able to participate in the national game, which will culminate on June 1st. And that's going to be in Ottawa, Canada. And that will see the top 60 players competing in that game, all with an opportunity to be looked at by some of the top scouts at university level across the North American continent. So it should be good fun this afternoon. And in the white, we have the Canadian FPC Coast team, and over in the camouflage black and gray are the USA Edge U14 group as well. Now, some of the folks that are in attendance today have traveled from as far away as Texas, Kansas, New Jersey, California, South Carolina. It's just been an amazing experience for them to come to beautiful British Columbia, where if you haven't been here, you need to be. Why not? It's one of the most beautiful places on the planet. The city of Richmond has been wonderful in extending hospitality to this event. It's a beautiful facility. They've really improved it. Nice turf field today, and we are set and ready to go. The Edge are going to have first possession. And snap to the quarterback. He hands the ball, and that looks to be about a 4-yard gain for that young running back. Quarterback right now is Jordan Hernandez. He's number 1 out there, and a nice-looking young man. Had an opportunity to take a look at some of these players yesterday. They were in a combine on Saturday, and they got a taste of what an NFL combine is like, where they had the laser 40 and the handheld 40 and a power ball, and also the cone agility drill and the vertical jump. And it was an awesome moment to be able to be with some of these young men that are trying to get to play at the next level. Ball is now handed off again, and this time he lowers his shoulder and he barrels through very close to a first down. And that is Joey Ramirez, young running back from the United States. Nice possession there. The USA Edge moving the chains a little bit. They're about 3rd and about 2, let's call it that, as the Canadians set in. Rules of the games today are a little different. No special teams involved. Ball to the outside and immediately read by the corner on the outside, and he laid a nice tackle on the white out there. It's no special teams, but what we do have is we have a 12-minute quarter throughout the game, and conversions will be done by a run or pass option. Only 1 point for the conversion, no 2-point needed here, but it's going to be good fun. And these players are all out here trying to put their best foot forward in order to try to get attention by the CFC, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Here we go. It's 4th, and it looks like around 3.5. He lost a little bit on that last possession. Timeout now called by the Edge coaching staff. One of the other things that's different in today's scrimmage is the fact that the coaches get to be on the field with these players, and that's an important thing to have, especially in these all-star games, because these players come in and they get 1, maybe 2 practices together, and then they're expected to go out and be able to execute everything in rhythm, and that's a big challenge when you're not used to working with the coaches or the guy next to you. And so hats off to these guys. They're doing a tremendous job so far this afternoon. They've worked really hard in the playbook. Ball's handed off again to Ramirez, and this time he goes to the right, trying to go off tackle, but he's met immediately by the Canadian defender, who seems to be a little shaken up on the play. and they'll have the medical crew come out and take a quick look at him. While we have a break in the play, let's get you caught up a little bit. Friday, we saw the afternoon kickoff, 3 games. On Friday. Really, really exciting play. We had the underclassmen division, the U14 division. Then we also had the Future Stars. And that's going to be your 15 and 16-year-old players. And then we had the varsity cap off the evening. And those are your grade 11s, grade 12s. What a game that was. That was a lot of fun. So same thing today, same format today. And so sit back and enjoy it, because you're going to get an opportunity to see how these young men have progressed throughout the weekend. And they're going to be better today than they were on Friday. Weather today, really nice. We have clear skies here in British Columbia. It is around 11 degrees and sunshine predicted for the entire afternoon. And that is a welcome day, considering what happened on Thursday night. When they arrived, it was a monsoon, basically, and they were out 4 hours in practice getting ready for Friday's activity in the rain. So they've toughed it out. They're enjoying the sunshine today. As we go into the afternoon, it's going to continue to get warmer. Wind, not much of a factor today, just a slight breeze right now, and it's variable. It'll change direction here and there. But as we don't have any kickers out here today, it's not probably going to make too much of a difference. Want to let you guys know that you have an opportunity today to be able to go to CanadaFootballChat.com, and you have a 25% discount on an annual membership. And this is why it's important. If you have a son that is playing and wants to be able to know what it takes to get to the next level of play, university level, collegiate level, junior, JUCO, whatever it is, this is a great website for you to be tuned into, because this is where the top 150 players are going to be listed nationwide in Canada. So go there today, CanadaFootballChat.com, get your membership. It's 25% off, and what you're going to get for that membership is an amazing news and analysis data. You're going to get the opportunity to have all of the broadcasts from Fox 40 and all of the CFC Challenge competitions. All of those things will be at your disposal. Plus, you're going to get the opportunity to be able to track your son or daughter as they move up the list there. So visit them today, CanadaFootballChat.com. And Fox 40, Fox is a proud sponsor of this event. We're excited to have them, and if y'all know Fox, it's the world's only P-less whistle. It is the best in the world, authentic and original. Make sure you get yours today at Fox through your local sporting store or even on Amazon. They will carry it as well. Young man looks to be a little shaken up, but I think he's going to be okay. They're going to set him down here for a minute and make sure that he can safely get off the field. So far in this tournament, a lot of activity. Nothing damaging. The game is a lot safer today than it used to be back in the day, and especially at the youth level where all of us are concerned, want to make sure these players stay as safe as possible in their developing years. Coaches are a lot better. Physicians have really been able to work with coaches, and we're just doing a lot of things better. And so good to see that he's able to be lifted off there. Probably an ankle that he just can't stand on. So we're hoping he's a little better there. All right, this is going to bring up what looks to be a first down for the FPC offense. And as we shift gears to the Canadians, we'll see who they have in at quarterback. They have Jacob Davies, Caden Ryder, and Braden Jupe are all listed on the roster today to be able to pull the trigger for the Pacific squad. And coaches are talking. I'm trying to see who it is that's going to get the first rep. We'll let you know here in a second. Ball snapped. Fake to the running back. Quarterback keeps it, and he moves the ball quite well. He's found a hole now. He turns on a little bit of some afterburners, and he is going to get a fair amount of yards there. Now, he got the first down, and he got quite a bit more. Looks to be about 17 yards, and that is number 7, and that's Aiden Chambers. Aiden Chambers on that. All right, so that brings up a fresh set of downs. They move the chains. First down now into edge territory. Both defenses have to run a four-man front. That's one of the rules in the game. So you won't see any 30 packages out there today. All of them seem to be running mostly one high safety. They're giving a cover 3 look, and now they're going to cover 1. They're going to man up here on the trips look. Trips right. Fakes the ball to the running back, keeps it again, and he moves forward for about 2 or 3 yards. And that'll bring up a second down and around 7 for the Pacific squad. We were talking earlier about the opportunity that these young men have. June 1st is a big day. June 1st is the national game. It'll be televised by the sports network, TSN, owned by ESPN. And that's going to be an opportunity for these young men to get a look at a very high level by a lot of top universities and scouting departments. So all these young men, every rep out here today is very important for them. So they're going to give their best foot forward on every play. Doubles. And he keeps it. He's under pressure, and he looks to be going down. The edge got to him. The line just couldn't keep him off, and that'll bring up a third down and 7. I don't think he lost any yards. Maybe we'll call it 3rd and 8. He might have lost a yard on that or so. But that play didn't get off too well from the very beginning, and they'll reload and try again. Coaches today are from both the United States and Canada. And this has been a great opportunity for an international event where you have American coaches that are not just working with the American players, but they're also working with Canadian players and vice versa. And the coaches have had a wonderful time, sat down with them for dinner last night, and this is the way that football is going around the globe. All right, 3rd down, quarterback rolls to his right. He's looking for the receiver deep down the field, gets the ball out, but it's over his head. No chance on that one, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Now, according to the rules of the scrimmage, on 4th down, the teams have an opportunity. They can either defer to the opposition in place of punting, or they can go for it on 4th down. All depends on what they want to do. And I have a feeling that the FPC Pacific team is going to go for it here. We'll see a rotation of players today, especially on the USA Edge side. You're going to see some players that are playing on offense also play on defense. A lot of these players are multi-sport athletes nowadays. Not like the old days where we just played either football or baseball or basketball or track. A lot of these guys they're off doing windsurfing and mountain climbing and mountain biking and all these things. And it makes them better athletes. It really does. And also it allows them to be able to play and be more accustomed to playing multiple positions. And this is a big point if you have a player that is trying to make it to the next level. From an early age, they need to understand that while at the high school level, the coach may have them playing quarterback. Once they get to the collegiate level, that coach they're going to put that athlete where it best fits in for the team. So while you may be quarterback here at high school, you may end up being a wide receiver. You might end up being a defensive back. Whatever the university or college needs, that's where they're going to play you. And that's something that I think is really important for coaches at a local level to be able to let the players know early on. So as an athlete, become the best athlete that you can be, and it's really going to pay off for you down the line. So you'll see that this afternoon. A lot of players playing both ways today, and these are very good players. Right now, you're looking at athletes that are probably in grades 8 and 9, and so nice opportunity for them to get on the field and get an early look in their career. All right, 4th down, little movement on the line. Flags are coming out, and that's the first flag of the day. It looks like it is encroachment on the USA Edge team. So the count and the cadence got to him. That's going to move the ball forward 5 yards. And we'll reload and go again here. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for today's great event. Fox 40, Body Hype, the Canadian Football League, And, of course, all of our friends and associates at CanadaFootballChat.com who do a tremendous job in organizing this event and putting everything together. A lot of work goes into these events, and we want to thank the City of Richmond, Minaru Park staff, all the people that have made this event possible for these young men. All right, 4th down, around 4 yards to go for that first down. Ball snap, low snap to the quarterback. He does keep it, and he's going to run, and he's going to pick up the first down, and he's brought down out of bounds inside the red zone, down around the 2-yard line. And that's where the Canadians are going to take over on a fresh set of chains and get an opportunity to punch this one in. Nice run. And that was a designed quarterback run. There was no intention there of anything else. And you'll see that a lot, especially in youth football now, even in the collegiate ranks. There's a lot of zone read, zone run, option package stuff that's all the rave now, especially since the advent of Cam Newton at Auburn. You're going to see a lot of quarterbacks be a lot more mobile than what they used to be as just being prolific pocket passers. And so defenses, they have to change how they defend when you have a quarterback that can move around and can get outside and run. So it's interesting to see how young teams adjust to this new environment. Now he's going under center. He said he takes the ball. This time the ball is handed off, and Aiden Chambers had nowhere to go on that one. Chambers is 5'10". He's 150 pounds, and he just didn't have any way to go. The inside 1 and 3 tech, they jammed that middle up real quick, and so that'll bring up 2nd down. They lost a few yards on that one. That'll be about a second, what looks to be around 4 yards, as they try to get on the board early in the contest. Quarters are 12 minutes per quarter. At halftime, we'll have a 15-minute break, maybe 15-minute break, and then get the second half underway. All right, here we go. 2nd down, low snap again. That's been a problem throughout the weekend. And now he's got a receiver on the outside, but he overthrows him. He was trying for that little out route on the outside, but didn't connect with the receiver. And so that'll bring up 3rd down and short. First red zone opportunity this morning for the FPC Pacific squad, as they try to get on the board early. For those of you that are out in Eastern Canada, you're going to have your opportunity for a Fox 40 Prospect Challenge, and that's coming up April 28th. And we'll talk about that here as soon as we get through 3rd down. 3rd and 4. Running back to the left, quarterback takes the snap, he pitches it again to Chambers, and Chambers is going to get to the outside. And did he get in? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Nice hard running by Aiden Chambers, and they get the first 6 points put up on the board here this afternoon, and that's going to get the Canadian squad off to a good start. And they'll go for the conversion, either through the run or the pass. No kicking involved this afternoon. April 28th, for those of you in Eastern and Central Canada, the University of Toronto is going to be hosting the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. And make sure you go to CanadaFootballChat.com and register today. Get in there and put your best foot forward and try to become one of the top 60 for the national game televised by TSN. Going to be a great weekend, 3-day event there, and you'll have a wonderful opportunity to showcase your talent at whatever level you're in. It's open to grades 7 through 12. 7 through 12. All right. Conversion time, and they're lining up with a trips right formation. Running back to the right, ball on the ground. Quarterback picks it up, and he's going to turn, and he's going to run to his right, looking for the back of the end zone, but nobody there. Defense had that one well covered. And so the score will remain 6-0 in favor of the FPC Pacific team. And now the Americans will get an opportunity to tie or go ahead. While they switch sides, I want to Welcome, everybody, listening locally or on the World Wide Web. This broadcast is going to all parts of the globe, and the international game of football has just exploded exponentially. And I think for those of us that live in North America, we just don't realize how big the game is becoming. It is the fastest growing sport on the planet. And you have, in 2,500 American football clubs in Europe, and last year there were over 2,500 clubs. China has arena football. They've got a lot of semi-pro divisions over there. India has football. You've got Brazil, which has 150 teams alone playing American football. The third largest NFL audience in the world is in Brazil. Australia has produced NFL caliber players and coaches. The game is just growing and growing and growing, and it's going to become now a global game. And so while obviously the North American teams will dominate for the next little while, what you're seeing is an influx of international talent coming to North America to play at a collegiate level and at a professional level that we've never seen before. And consequently, you're going to see American and Canadian players get the opportunity to go and play overseas. If they're not playing in the CFL or the NFL or the new AAF or even in the XFL, when that gets off the ground, they're going to have an opportunity to go overseas and play and enjoy new cultures and get to play the game they love. All right, the USA Edge, they're lined up for a first down opportunity. The quarterback is number 5, and that is Deontay Mitchell. He takes the snap, tries to get to the outside on the right-hand side of the formation, but he is driven back. Well played by the Canadian defense. They read that all the way. And that's one of the things that happens with read option quarterbacks is if you have a defense that understands how to be patient and not over-pursue, then they take away a lot of the option opportunity that the quarterback has. He's trying to make those read ends or the outside linebackers make a commitment early, and then he goes the opposite way. And so basically the coordinators are giving them 2 or 3 options on every play, and if the defense is patient, then they can pretty well handle these types of quarterbacks. All right, here we go. Second down, and they lost about 2 yards on that play, so we're going to call it 2nd and 12. Little pass to the outside. Number 4 catches it, and he takes it. And that is Naheem Hernandez, and he gets about 3 yards. Nice little catch and run. And at least they got the lost yardage back, and that brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Americans. USA Edge sporting the black and gray camo uniforms. Very pleasant group. I think they've really enjoyed being here this weekend, and we've certainly enjoyed having them. All right, 3rd down and 8. Running back to his left. And this run is done by their young Nigerian-born running back, and he runs hard. He had a great day on Friday, scored a touchdown as well, and that's number 12, Michael Ogbewe. And he runs very hard. I think this young man is going to have a very bright future in Canadian football. And I know the scouts are taking a very hard look at his progress. Very nice young man, very polite. Had an opportunity to chat with him, and he's really enjoying playing football on Canadian soil. Here we go. It is 4th down now. They're going to need around 3.5 to 4 yards on this play, and the coaches want to talk about this. So they're going to call timeout. And while they do, we want to remind you that as a CFC insider at CanadaFootballChat.com, you can stay on top of all of the latest news and analysis on all the rankings. And that could be the CFC 100. It could be the CFC 150. Maybe you have a son that can get up to the CFC 60 or the CFC 27. But those exclusive rankings will all be available to you as a CFC insider, and that includes interviews and analysis. You'll get member-only message boards and forums. And, of course, all the breaking and archived recruiting news. They're all exclusively covered by the Fox 40 crew, especially during the Prospect Challenge and the CFC showcases. And CanadaFootballChat.com We'll carry all of that information for you. So make sure you sign up today at CanadaFootballChat.com and get your 25% discount. All right, we've got a fourth down, and it looks to be about a long 3.5. High snap. Tries to hand it off to the Obegwe, but he decides to keep it, and he's strung out all the way to the left-hand side, and the Canadians put up a steel wall. They're not letting the edge get around that corner so far early in this contest. So they'll flip sides, and the Canadians are going to get their second opportunity to go on offense and increase their lead here. They lead 6-0 over the USA Edge here early at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in Vancouver, British Columbia. Beautiful day. 11 degrees, the expected high, currently around 8 or 9, so it'll warm up as we get into the afternoon more. It's a little warmer on the field than it is up here in the broadcast booth, but as the day goes, it'll hopefully increase the temperature up here in the broadcast booth. Players should have a great afternoon. Wonderful facilities here. They've just built a brand new aquatic and workout center across the way there. So really investing in athletics here in the city of Richmond, which is great, not just for all the international opportunities, but for the kids themselves that are playing here locally. All right, first down, ball is snapped, and they're going deep. He's looking deep, and that is pass interference. I don't know if you could get any more blatant on holding a receiver as what that young corner did. He had a hold of his jersey and wasn't letting him go anywhere. And, that ball was thrown by Hunter Swift, but that never had a chance to get to the receiver as the receiver was held by the USA Edge defender, and that's gonna move the chains. Well, it's going to move the ball forward anyway. Have a good zebra crew out here this afternoon. There's 4 of them. They worked the game on Friday as well. They did a really good job. Flags tended to only fly when they got in the red zone. Otherwise, they let the guys play for the most part, and that's always a good thing. These young men are having to learn the nuances of the game. Coaches on the field in this format, able to give these players last-minute instructions and encouragement. All right. So Pacific comes out there and trips right, running back on the opposite side. He's going to be to the left. He's going to run a swing route. There's a little pitch, and that ball goes to the running back. He makes one man miss, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards. And nice run by that young man. That is Gob Deng. He was listed originally as a receiver, but they stuck him at running back for this, and he did a nice job making the first man miss and picking up positive yards, and doing what every coach absolutely loves is that you fall forward. A lot of times today we see these guys trying to imitate Barry Sanders and make all those fancy little juke moves, and what coaches love the most is when players just get their pad level low and drive forward and pick up the extra yard or 2, and that can make the difference between a first down and a punt. All right, second down, and it looks to be about 3.5, 4 yards. Deng is lined up to the left. Quarterback takes the ball, and there is no option here. The quarterback, he's just keeping it, and he's running forward, and that, again, is Mr. Swift. And Hunter picks up the first down. The chains are going to move. And Pacific, again, knocking on the red zone door, letting the Edge know that they came to play this morning and are ready to go. If you're just tuning in, you're watching the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge out of beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, in the city of Richmond. Minaru Park is the facility. Wonderful facility here for this international event. We have a 1st and 10 now. In the white, FPC Pacific. Low snap. Ball given to Deng. He tries to power off tackle, but the USA Edge defenders are there. USA Edge in the black and gray camo uniforms. Quite stylish there, and nice stop. Now, I should tell you that around half of the players on this underclassmen squad from the USA Edge are actually Canadian players that are helping out this weekend. And so not all of them are from the United States. But the ones that have come up from the U.S. come from New Jersey and California, Texas, Kansas. You know, they've made this, South Carolina, they've made this trip, and they've had a wonderful weekend here. We have Canadian players that are from Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. All right, low snap, ball out to Deng, and not going anywhere. He may have lost a yard. So that's going to bring up a third down and around 13 and a half to get that elusive first down. 6-0. FPC Pacific leading the USA Edge here early on a beautiful Sunday afternoon here on the West Coast. If you're in Eastern Canada, keep in mind that on April 28th, the University of Toronto will be hosting a FPC Fox 40 Challenge, and that's going to be happening on April 28th in your neighborhood. So make sure you go to CanadaFootballChat.com and register today for the opportunity. All right, he's scrambling. He's looking downfield. He's looking for that receiver deep in the back of the end zone, and nobody there. There are lots of coverage there by the USA Edge, and Swift did step up in the pocket. He extended the play a little bit, but time ran out for him. Brings up a fourth down and long. All right, coaches make some last-minute adjustments on both sides of the ball. And we'll see what the offensive minds have got in store on this fourth down. You know, it used to be that if you were caught in 3rd and long or 4th and long, that was what every defense wanted you to do. But with the offensive nowadays and how they move the ball in the modern passing game, you can pick up a lot of yards very quickly. We saw that on Friday, where at one point one of the teams was down 4th and 25, and they ended up getting a first down. So here we go. 4th down, around 13 and a half yards. Ball snapped to Swift. Hunter looks down the field. He's trying to aim for the corner end zone. He's got a wide open receiver and right through his hands. Wow. That would have been another 6 points. There wasn't a defender within 2 yards of him, and I think it caught him in the sunlight. I think when he turned, he couldn't see. I think it blinded him a bit. That's what I'm guessing there, because that ball was definitely right on target. Beautifully thrown ball by Hunter, and just couldn't connect. So USA Edge will now take over. They'll get a fresh set of downs and a chance to either tie or go ahead on the scoreboard here as the first quarter is starting to wind down. And that is the end of the quarter. So we're going to move into the second quarter of this game. I want to remind you that Fox 40, proud partner and official athletic supplier of the FPC, they are the official peelless whistle worldwide. They're authentic, they're original. Get yours today, either at your local sporting goods store or certainly on the World Wide Web. You can find them at Amazon. Great opportunity for you to use the best whistle in the business. All right, it's going to be a fresh set of downs here as the USA Edge crew takes over, and they're going to look to try to get on the scoreboard. They just haven't been able to get anything going early on. But, you know, what we found is that a lot of times teams that start out slowly, they just end up picking up steam and once the adjustments have been made. And that's really the nature of this game, you know, especially if you're on the coaching staff, is figure out what the defense is giving you and then just work with that and build some momentum. You got to get some rhythm, especially offensively. And so the Edge are going to try to do that today. Still a one-high safety look from the defense. Haven't seen a two-shell look here today or cover 4. Haven't seen any cover 4 today. Kind of surprising, but we'll see. Maybe they'll change that later on. Both offenses and both defenses have the same playbook. We should tell you that. So you're not going to see a whole lot of surprises here this afternoon. They wanted to set it up to where in this format, it was a quick learn for both sides. All right, ball is snapped, given to the running back, and the edge running back, he breaks a tackle, and he breaks a whole lot more. He's going to move the chains and pick up an additional 6 yards on that play, so you're looking at a really, really nice run. That was the best run of the day by the USA Edge squad, and the young man carrying that ball was Pedro Cabanas, and Pedro made a nice move on the inside and forced that linebacker to grab some air, and then he just turned on the afterburners, and really a nice run. The O-line, they opened a hole for him. You probably could have wheeled somebody through that hole. They did a really nice job up front. All right, here we go. Another set of fresh downs, 1st and 10 for the USA Edge team. Ball is snapped, nice snap, and he's going to the outside, but that ball is picked off. It is read brilliantly by the defender, but hold on a second. There is a yellow flag down on the field as Gob Deng picked up that pass, and he took it back for a 6-point score, and it looks like there's a penalty on the Canadian squad. So that's going to wipe out a brilliant read by this young man. Man, he read that pass perfectly, stepped right in front, and he took it off and had 6 points. But that ball is coming back. Okay, so there was a clip on the play. And they're going to make some adjustments to this format. So the Canadians will now take possession because the penalty incurred after the interception. So now FPC Pacific is going to get an opportunity to increase their lead again, leading 6-0 over USA Edge. Ball snapped to Swift, and he doesn't even pretend. He's going to score. He is going to take it all the way. What a nice run by Hunter Swift, and he adds to the point total. It is now 12-0 in favor of the FPC Pacific squad. They came ready to play. I mean, between Swift and Deng, they've done a pretty good job this afternoon of really, really exposing some weak areas on that defense from the USA Edge. Conversion coming up. It's a 1-point conversion. You can either run or pass in this format. No kickers, no special teams on the field for this. 12-0. FPC Pacific over the USA Edge squad here early in the second quarter of this contest here at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. Swift takes the ball. Ball's on the ground. He picks it up. He's rolling to his right. He's looking in the back of the end zone, and he has a receiver there. And that is a conversion that will count. I'm trying to see the number of the young man that caught it. Number 17. And that number belongs to Jordan Baba. Nicely done. Nicely done. He was all by himself in the back end of the end zone. So 13-0 now as the FPC Pacific team increases their lead here in the second quarter of the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. The third annual one here on the west coast of Canada. USA Edge breaking the huddle now. We'll see if they're going to change quarterbacks or if they're going to stay. It looks like they may have a new quarterback in the game. Let's see if I can get a number. Okay. All right, I believe we have a new quarterback in the game. I think that is McCord Leeson. He's a Canadian quarterback. Yep, it is. So Leeson is now going to pull the trigger for the USA Edge squad, see if they can get some rhythm going and establish something. If you're going to play fast break football like most of these squads do, you have to establish a rhythm. And so far, the Edge haven't been able to get it. Nice handoff there, and you're going to get some really, really hard-earned positive runs. And that was done by Pedro Cabanas. He did a really nice job getting that extra 2 or 3 yards, lowered his shoulder, never let his legs stop moving, and picked up what looks to be at least 5 yards. So we're going to call it 2nd and 5 for the USA Edge as they start to get something going here offensively. Leeson at quarterback takes a look at the secondary. They're running one high safety. He's going to take the snap now, a little high, but he gets it to Cabanas. Cabanas has a hole, and he's got a little bit of room, but it closes early. He picked up a yard, maybe a yard and a half. For a moment there, it looked like there was a hole there that he could have shot through, but Pacific just shut it down with some great effort by the safety and the outside linebacker closing in and making sure that it was a minimal gain. So we're going to now have a 3rd down and what looks to be a long 3.5 in order to keep this drive alive. Leeson takes the snap. Nice snap. Cabanas has the ball. He cuts to the inside, and he tried to bounce it back to the outside, but he was wrapped up. Nice tackle there. Nice tackle by the Pacific lineman, which was Logan Ronan. And Mr. Ronan is 5'10", 239, and he wasn't letting anybody get past him. He wrapped Cabanas up. So that brings up 4th and short. We're probably looking, let's just say, call it 1.5. So it's 4th down, a yard and a half, 2-by-2 formation, 10 personnel in the game. Leeson surveys the defense, takes the snap, fakes it to Cabanas, keeps it himself, and he's got the 1st down and a whole lot more. He is in open territory now with 3 or 4 defenders on him, but he picked up an additional 15 yards on that play. So we'll call that about a run of 16.5 yards. Well beyond the 1.5 he needed, so that's a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10, and the USA Edge have now their best drive of the game. They're now starting to get some rhythm. It has made a difference now with Leeson and Cabanas in the backfield, and the line is doing a much better job up front in controlling the line of scrimmage. 1st down. Leeson takes the snap. He looks outside, gets it to Cabanas, who was looking for that little swing route, but the best he could do was to fall forward as there was a shoestring tackle there by the Pacific defender. I think it was Theodore Smith, but whoever it was grabbed him by the ankles, and so all Cabanas could do was fall forward at that time. And I think he lost about 2 yards on that play. So well played by Pacific. 2nd down now. Pacific staying with 10 personnel, 2-by-2. Obiwi to the left. He takes the ball, and he breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and he does get back past the line of scrimmage. He's probably got 3 or 4 yards on that run, and that'll bring up 3rd down and around 7. Okay, we have 3rd down and 7. Leeson takes the ball, fakes it to Abebwe, and he's got a wide open off the left tackle, and he picked up the 1st down. Nice run by Leeson. He's really showing he has the ability to make quick reads, and then he's got some wheels. This young man has got a promising future here. I tell you what, Abebwe, he sold that run. He had every defender on the Canadian side on him, and it just gave Leeson a tremendous opportunity to move the chains, and Leeson made the most of it. Now remember, these underclassmen, these are guys that are probably, 13, 14 years old. So they're only going to get better as they get older, and they get more repetitions, and they get the coaching that they need as they continue to make the climb up the ladder. It looks like the referees are moving the ball a bit further down the field. They're setting it up as the Edge decide to make some necessary adjustments. All right, Leeson still at the helm. He's going to pull the trigger on this play. And Abebwe is to his left. He thought about going to him, but Leeson now boots it to the right. He's looking downfield, and he throws it to a wide-open receiver who's is well inside the red zone, and I'm trying to see who that is. I think that may be the youngest guy on the squad. I'm trying to get a look at the number, folks. It's kind of hard to see from this vantage point, but I do think, that was number 4. That was Nahib Hernandez. He's the smallest guy on the field, but he made a really nice catch out there. And that gives them a fresh set of downs inside the red zone. They're knocking on the door again. Here comes the Edge. They found some rhythm on this drive. It is first down and about 3. Whistles blow, flags fly. It seems to be this weekend that the yellow flags come out whenever we're inside the red zone. So we'll let the officials sort out the laundry and whatever infraction was done. And it looks to be against the USA Edge squad, so that's going to move the ball back a little bit. And that'll make it a first down. Looks to be about a 1st and 7 or 1st and 8. All right, Abebwe to his left. Leeson. That's 2-by-2, 10 personnel. Gives the ball to Abebwe, but that was red. That was red all the way. And that was the big defensive end for the Pacific squad. I believe that was number 70. Let's see here. Trying to get the number. I can't get his number, folks, but that D end read that all the way. And he clamped down on Abebwe, and there was nowhere to go. They lost some yards on that. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down. And now, in what was a forward-moving rhythmic drive, has now stalled the last 2 plays. And Leeson's going to have to figure out a way to reload and reestablish some rhythm. All right. Hernandez out to the left. Leeson takes the ball. He's looking, and now he's just going to run it. He's just going to make the one linebacker miss. He's got a hole, and he's going to turn the corner, and he's going to score. The U.S. are on the board as the Edge cap a really well-run drive. That was their best drive of the day. And they have now pulled to within 7 of the FPC Pacific squad. 13-6 now, as the Edge are going to set up for the 1-point conversion attempt. And remember, in this format, there's no kicker on the field. For those of you just joining us at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge, no special teams today. Or throughout the weekend. It's just offense and defense. And so for a 1-point conversion, they're either going to run it or they're going to pass it. $13-6. Over in the distance, we can see the future stars of both the Canadian and the American teams beginning their warm-ups as they get underway around 11:30 this morning. And that game is coming up, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. And later this afternoon, or at 2 o'clock, we get the big boys out here. The varsity will be out for both the U.S. and Canada, and that's going to be a heck of a game. All right, Leeson surveys it. He's going to take the snap now. A little high. Takes a look down the middle and rolls to his right. He's looking in the back of the end zone, but nothing was there, and he just threw it at the feet of a receiver who was covered and said, hey, we'll live to play another day. All right, so 13-6 is the score here as we hit the midway point of the second quarter. And teams are going to reload here as the Canadians hold on to their 7-point lead. But nice drive. Nice drive by the American squad. All right, I want to remind everybody that one of the sponsors that we have this afternoon is Fox. And Fox makes some of the best sporting whistles in the business. Matter of fact, they're a P-less whistle, so they have a very distinctive sound, and they last forever. And so if you're not wearing a Fox, why aren't you? Go to your local sports store now, go to Amazon, and pick one up today. Fox, official and authentic. All right. Little flip pass to the outside, and he broke it. He is going to take it to the house. He's got two guys to beat, and he gets the job done. That was a nice call on the outside, and that young man just turned on the burners for Pacific, and they respond to the edge score with one of their own, and I'm trying to get the number of the young man that just scored it, but it was just a very quick toss, and he just turned the corner, and he just ran straight. He went as fast as he possibly could, and the edge squad, I think, caught a little off guard by his speed. That was Koulias, Metallidis Koulias, running back. He's 6'1", 185, and I think his size, I don't think they realized how quick he could move because they seemed to be caught just a little bit off the edge there. And he turned the corner and made a brilliant run. That was about a 45, 50-yard run. So now FPC looks to make the one-point conversion to increase their lead. Ball on the ground. Flags on the ground. And there was a penalty on the FPC Pacific squad as well. So they're going to have to reload and take another shot at this conversion. It was 13-6, and now it's 19-6. And the conversion attempt made here would push it to 20. And Pacific responds to the edges. Nice drive on the last series with one of their own. One pitch, one run, one touchdown, real quick. All right, here we go. Setting up for the conversion. Quarterback audibles out. They're in 2-by-2. Low snap. He's looking in the end zone. He's got him. There it is. There it is. Nice pass. Nice little slant route across, and that ball went right onto its target. Trying to see. That was gob dang again. Boy, that young man is he's come to play this afternoon. So again, score is now 20-6. 20-6 for the Pacific squad. And the Edge are going to have to regroup and put together another solid drive here as we get into the latter stages of the second quarter. Give them an opportunity to get some additional points before halftime if they can do this, and certainly give them some momentum going into the second half. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors of today's great event, and they have done an amazing job in helping pull everything together. And our sponsors are, of course, Fox 40. We have Body Hype, the Canadian Football League, and, of course, CanadaFootballChat.com. All of them coming together. And even the field crew here at Minaroo Park have done a tremendous job in making this a wonderful event for these young men. All right, first down. The Edge are looking now to see if they can get some more points on the board before halftime. And it looks like the Edge have put Jordan Hernandez back at quarterback. And he's going to take another series of reps. And probably what these coaches are doing is basically just giving these quarterbacks the opportunity to all take a series, and they'll just keep rotating them as the contest goes out. Hernandez takes the ball. He's looking to his left. He's got a receiver who's got some height. And they throw the flag. I think the flag went down because the defender did not turn and look back for the ball. You got to look back at the ball, young man. So that's going to move the chains for pass interference. But Hernandez did have a receiver that had at least a step on the defender and fairly good height. He was taller than the defender, and defending the ball was Caden Ryder, who also plays quarterback. So Caden just he lost a little bit of height advantage and tried to come in over the top, and he just didn't get his head around. All right, ball snapped, first down, and this time Hernandez is swarmed, and he is brought down with a 5-yard loss in the backfield. The Canadians did a great job of just getting off the line of scrimmage quicker than what the O-line could adjust to, and that resulted in Hernandez having to run for his life and a 5-yard loss. So now we're looking at 2nd and 15 for the USA Edge squad. If you're just joining us, I want to remind you you're watching the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge from British Columbia, Canada, in the city of Richmond. 3rd annual contest here. Snap to Hernandez, airs it out again, only this time well read by the defense, and that ball could have been picked off. He kind of laid the ball up. It just kind of hung there in the air, and both the free safety and the cornerback had a shot at it, but the receiver jumped in at the last minute and kind of broke it up. So that was actually a smart play by Sehe Sidhu, who just actually, that was not Sidhu, that was Remy Conway. Conway made that breakup. Good thinking on his part. All right, here we go. The Edge are going to reload. It's 3rd and 15. Ball goes to the running back, and boy, does he blast through that hole. He picked up almost the first down. We're looking at around a 13.5-yard gain there, and that was Joey Ramirez. That's his first carry, I think, of the day, and that was a nice one. The O-line in the middle opened things up. The guys in the middle today are Flores, Sismach, and Duran. For starters, and they, in the interior there, they just blew that thing wide open, and Ramirez took advantage of it. All right, hurry up offense, 2-by-2, 10 personnel, ball again. He's going to 25, and he gets that first down, and big 25, Ramirez rumbles down and picks up what looks to be an additional 2-yard gain, and that'll move the chains. The Edge now finding some life now in the running game in this contest late here in the second quarter. Trying to get some more points on before halftime as they are trailing the Pacific squad from Canada 20-6 here. All right, here we go. 10 personnel, 2-by-2. And just takes the snap. It's going to Ramirez, and this time they bottle him up. He picked up a yard, maybe a yard and a half. And that was a nice stop by number 6, and that is Sidhu, who's making his presence felt. Now, he's 5'5", but he's 219, and he is a very thick 219. So if you're going to run into his neighborhood, you better make sure that you get your pad level really low. Nice job by Sidhu there. All right, here we go. Second down, looks to be about 9 for the first down. Hernandez takes the snap, drops the ball, picks it up. He's looking for some positive yards, and he does get it. He made some guys miss, and he picked up maybe another 3 yards. So that's going to bring up around a 3rd and 5. Well, actually got more than that. They're giving him a very generous spot. Wow. Okay. So we're looking at a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Nice gain by Jordan. That ball dropped on the ground. He had to pick it up. And as he went through the line, he made one guy miss and spun out of the grasp of another and then just kept moving forward. So these quarterbacks they're not getting it done through the air. They're getting it done through the ground. Pacific leading edge, 20-6. It's 3rd down and 2. The U.S. squad staying with 10 personnel, 2 by 2. Fakes it to Obiwe. Now he's going over the top to Obiwe. He's wide open. Really nice call there, and that is a huge gain. Probably picked up around 15 yards or so, and that's going to move the chain. I don't see any flags. Really nice call. Obiwe, he faked taking the ball, and then he just went straight down the middle of the field. And that is a great area for offensive coordinators to target because it is the least defended area of the field. And for some reason, especially when you get one high safety, if you just have one safety there, a lot of offensive coordinators will just immediately, if you're an air raid guy anyway, you're just going to go vertical right off the bat. You want to put that safety in conflict and make him choose. And whichever one he chooses, he's going to be wrong. And this time, the U.S. made them pay. All right, 20-6. Pacific ahead, but the Edge are driving, and they're trying to get another score here before halftime. So far, nice-looking drive here. Hernandez takes the ball, looking downfield, and there's another pass, and this is deflected. Nice deflection by the corner, and I'm looking to see the number. It's hard to see from this distance, but really nice. He got his hands inside and deflected the ball away at the last minute. I think that may be Theodore Smith. Really well played. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 as the Edge, again, are trying to get on the scoreboard before halftime. Keep in mind, coming up after this game, we have the future stars taking the field, and that'll be the 15, 16-year-old group. All right, Hernandez takes the ball. He's looking downfield. He's trying. He wanted to go deep, and now he's scrambling to his left. He has a receiver. Well played. Well played on that one. He is looking deep. Didn't have anybody deep, and he had to make an adjustment, and then he saw Zach Drummond, and they're going hurry up. They're going hurry up. All right, Hernandez barking out orders, trying to get him to the line of scrimmage. Obiwe to his right. Hands the ball off to Obiwe. Obiwe makes one guy miss, cuts back, and he is down very close to the end zone. And they're going to go hurry up again as they know that the time is running off the clock, and they want to try to get this 6 points if at all possible. Again, now they're just handing it to Obiwe. He makes it, and he is in the end zone. He's in the end zone. Nice drive by the Edge as they respond to that brilliant run by the Pacific running back who made it 20-6. So now it's 20-12, and they'll go for the conversion. Really nice recovery by the USA Edge squad as they continue to find their rhythm here as the game gets deeper into the contest. Oh, snap over the quarterback's head. It's picked up by the defender. Whistles are blown. He would have gone all the way to the other end, but they blow the whistle on that as it's a conversion. And so it's going to stay 20-12. We don't have a field clock that we can see from the broadcast booth. They are saying that that is halftime. So it's 20-12 as We go to halftime here at the first contest on this Sunday afternoon between the FPC Pacific squad and the USA Edge squad, with Pacific leading 20-12 at halftime. We'll be back for the second half of this contest in a few minutes as you get up and get a chance to stretch your legs a bit. And we're going to pay some bills and want to remind you that Fox 40 is our proud partner and official athletic supplier of the FPC. Fox 40 is the official peelless whistle worldwide. They're authentic, they're original. Get yours today. We also want to thank Body Hype, the CFL, and of course CanadaFootballChat.com for their support this afternoon. We'll be back shortly. Okay, everyone, welcome back to the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. City of Richmond hosting this event. This is the third annual event. If you're just joining us today, just past halftime here as we get the second half underway. 12-minute quarters as the Canadian FPC Pacific team takes the ball and has nowhere to go against the United States Edge squad. These are underclassmen. These are grades 8 and 9. And they're trying to put their best foot forward here as the scouts get an early look at some of the talent internationally here in North America. And we're going to be joined here in just a few minutes by the CEO and founder of CanadaFootballChat.com. And he is the genius behind all of the analysis and the statistician type stuff that goes into taking a look at these players for the universities. What a pass! And he is gone. He is going to score on the second play of the second half. Beautiful go route thrown by the quarterback, and that was just brilliantly executed by Caden Ryder, who at 5'9", 130 pounds, he just located the ball into his hands and took it in for 6 points. Beautifully done, and the Canadians now increase their lead 26-12 over the USA Edge squad here in the opening moments of the second half of this game here, being hosted at Minaru Park, which is a beautiful facility here in the city of Richmond. Later this afternoon, as you can see off into the distance, if you're just joining us, the future stars from both the United States and Canada are warming up, and those are going to be the 15 and 16-year-old players, and they'll be out here, and that's going to be a hotly contested contest, so you want to make sure and join us for that, and that should get underway around 11:30 this morning, with the varsities, the big boys, coming out around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So plenty of football action here still to come as Pacific takes a snap. It's a low snap. It's on the ground, and it's picked up, and he looks deep in the end zone, wide open receiver, and they do, on a broken play, they did manage to get that ball executed, and that was Hunter Swift again. He's been very good this afternoon about taking low snaps and getting positive yards out of them. So 26-12 now becomes 27-12 as FPC increases their lead here at the third annual Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. And if you're just joining us, the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge takes a look at some of the top young prospects in Canada and the United States. And one of the key organizers of this event has been CanadaFootballChat.com and its founder and CEO, Lee Barrett. And Lee, I want to welcome you to the broadcast.
Thanks, John.
Great to have you here again. And always enjoy talking to you. Lee, you have tremendous insight into what it takes for these players to get to the next level, especially if they're at the varsity level. What are the universities looking for? And if you could tell our viewers exactly how you kind of go about and your staff assembling all this information, I think they'd find that quite interesting.
Yeah, for sure. We've been ranking players since the class of 2014. Actually, last year's CFL draft was the first time we had players that went through our original ranking and 20 of the 25 kids who were in the class of 2014 drafted in the CFL, we had ranked in our initial rankings in 2014. So,
right.
As far as the criteria goes, it depends on the position. You have to have the measurables first and foremost.
Right.
So O-line, there's a certain height and weight that the university college systems are looking for. Defensive backs, receivers, there's certain speed protocols that they're looking for. So first we look at the measurables, height, weight. Second thing you look at is the athleticism. Mm-hmm. And third thing you look at is the football ability, so the game film. So if you're a player and you want to be ranked, first and foremost, you gotta go out and do some combine, some testing. We have those across the country, gives you the ability to get noticed, get tested.
Right.
And then secondly, you have to put some game film together. So make sure, if your team has huddle, which most do, which makes it easier, you can just Make up a simple little game film from your huddle. If not, you can use your own video, put it on YouTube. You know, suggestions I give kids when they're making game film is put your best clips first. Don't bury them at minute 7. You know, you don't need to do more than a 3-4 minute highlight package, so make it short and simple. If you're going to put music on, make sure there's no lyrics on it. The coaches turn the volume down anyway, so don't think that's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, put your height, weight, contact information. That'll help you. You're marketing yourself. You got to see that as the first thing. You are marketing yourself.
So they're the brand, right?
Yeah, don't expect people to find you. You have to help them find you. And that includes us at CFC. It's a two-way street. So make sure you're doing your end of the bargain, marketing yourself, whether it be through game film or getting out to our events so we can test you and measure you. And, and then you leave it on the field. You know, put your football ability behind those measurables and athleticism that you have.
Well, if every parent of a football athlete was sitting in front of you right now and you could tell them one thing, the most important thing that they would need to know for, you know, helping their young athlete achieve their dream of playing at the next level, what would that be?
Get in a comprehensive off-season training.
Yep.
If your program doesn't provide that, you need to outsource it. You've got to give yourself a chance. You can't show up, at an event and not have done a 40-yard dash. You can't show up at an event and not have had an off-season training. It's the most important thing. That's going to make the most difference. It's the differentiation between the great players and the average players is that off-season training and just that commitment to that program year-round.
Right. And would you also suggest to them not to lock into a certain position, but to just focus on becoming a great athlete?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a conversation with a young man yesterday during the combine, and I asked him what his goals were, first of all, and he wanted to play in the NCAA, which is great. Not everyone's going to obviously be able to play in the NCAA, but the second thing I asked him, are you tied to playing a certain position? And he said, no, I'll play a few, because he's an athlete that definitely could play a few. You give yourself more options and more opportunities if you allow yourself to don't be pig-headed and say, I got to play this position, you know. Especially if you show up at a college camp in Canada or the United States and the coach wants you to play another position, go play that other position.
Right. Yeah, be an unselfish player and be prepared to do what's in the best interest of the team. So you travel. Mm-hmm. You get to go to a lot of these events. You're taking a look at a lot of players in the hundreds, thousands. What is your impression of the future of the game internationally? Do you feel like there's more opportunity now than there was in years past?
Yeah, I think as far as, I'll talk from a Canadian perspective, there's definitely lots of opportunities. We have as many opportunities in Canada as we've ever had, with 27 teams playing in the U Sport football and one team playing NCAA Division II at Simon Fraser. So you've got 28 secondary programs or second-level programs that you can go to after high school. So that hasn't changed. Obviously, there's lots south of the border, but, you're competing against 1 million high school players in the United States.
Right.
And as far as, an international European or a Mexican or a Japanese player, I think what's happening, and it's, might have happened first in other sports, but there's just more of an awareness of an international opportunities in sports in general, not just football.
Mm-hmm. No. Well, as we've been talking with Lee Barrett, who's the founder and CEO of CanadaFootballChat.com, the USA Edge team has managed to put together a pretty good little drive here. Deontay Mitchell at quarterback has made some impressive decisions, picked up some positive yardage, and also Pedro Cabanas has also contributed to that and had a nice run here. What we're seeing now is we just have a player that's slightly shaken up for the Edge, and so they're taking a moment to tend to him. Beautiful weather here this afternoon. Lee, this is the third annual contest here on the West Coast. Now, What's coming up on the East Coast? If you're a parent or a player and you're back in Ottawa or Toronto or somewhere like that, or Halifax, what does the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge have coming their way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll be in Toronto on April 28th. We're at the University of Toronto. We'll have a similar format as this tournament here in the West, where we'll have an underclassmen age group, a future age group, and a seniors age group. They'll be competing against just players in the local area, in the Southern Ontario area, and some kids from elsewhere as well. It'll be, like I said, at the University of Toronto as the host, and it'll be a great event. It's the 6th year we've run it there. Also, we're about to embark on, this was our first evaluator for the CanadaFootballChat.com prospect game, which will be the first annual game, June 1st in Ottawa. It'll be broadcast on TSN.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so from here we go to Winnipeg. We're in Winnipeg on Wednesday, Calgary on Friday. Then the following week we're in Burlington on the Monday and Montreal on the Wednesday. And from that, approximately 200 players that we'll be evaluating. That was an invite-only event. And from that, we'll be putting together a roster of the top 60 to 70 players to compete on June 1st in Ottawa at TD Place Stadium.
And for the rankings themselves, as the young man is fine, and he's being walked off the field there. Where do they find the rankings? I'm assuming, obviously, CanadaFootballChat.com has the rankings list. How do you have a CFC 100, 150, 60, 27? How does all that break down?
I'll explain that. So, yeah, you go to CanadaFootballChat.com to access all the information. There's not only rankings, but there's recruiting tips. There's daily article profiles on players. There's updates on commitments where players are going in Canada or the United States. There's update on offers from players in Canada and the United States. And so, yeah, it's you got to take your time when you're navigating CFC because it's a lot of information. So make sure you go through the menu tabs and find everything. But as far as the rankings go, so I'll explain those. So that we've got two different sets of rankings. There's one for high school players and there's one for CJIP and junior college players. And the reason we have two different rankings because there's two different age groups basically. So the CFC 100 and the CFC 150 are for the upcoming high school players. So the CFC 100 is the top 100, the CFC 150 is the top 150. We just added the CFC 150 this year. Up until this year we just did the top 100, but we've increased our capacity and ability to rank the top 150 players, so we wanted to give more players exposure through rankings. So we have now the class of 2020 and the class of 2021 rankings for the high school players. It's updated pretty much monthly and more so when we're doing our own events, and we'll be obviously updated again once we go through this tryout circuit. You can find those on CFC. And as far as the CFC 60, the CJIP/junior college players, that's not a class ranking. It's more of just the best players in that junior college or CJIP because it's more difficult to know when they're going to be completing their studies because there's different programs. Some junior college players leave after a year. Some have to, for academic reasons, complete the whole 2 years of junior college before they can go on to another place. So that one's not a class ranking. It's just more the best players in CJIP and junior college.
So while we've been talking, Edge driving the ball, nice pass into the end zone, tipped and picked off by Finn Shea of the FPC Pacific squad. So now Pacific has possession of the ball offensively, and they're looking to increase their total, which is quite large at the time. 26-12, the current score. And nice run here. Nice run here. He broke it, made a couple guys miss, and drug a few of them with him, and that is Hunter Swift. He's had a really nice afternoon. He's made some good reads, good throws, good runs, and he's definitely helping himself up those rankings, Lee. What has stood out to you this weekend more than anything else?
I think a few things. Definitely the camaraderie of the game. We've had players from about 6 or 7 different states playing on the USA Edge team. I believe California, Kansas, Missouri, New Jersey, South Carolina, and Texas.
Of course.
And as far as the Pacific and the Coast squads, we've had players from obviously locally here in British Columbia, but we've also had some players from Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, and even Northern Ontario that have made the trip and nominated themselves to be included in this game, and were therefore invited after we looked at their film.
Well, and I think you touched on a nice point there, camaraderie, even among the coaches. I think you get to see that international exchange between the coaches too, and that's one of the great things about this game.
For sure. I think when a format like this allows you to be a little more personal with coaches that you're used to competing against.
Right.
And sometimes we get in our little bubble when we're competing in the league play, and we never, and then we get in these events, oh, that guy's not a bad guy, actually. And even though I'm competing with him, throughout the years. And so I think it allows people to, just sit down, have a drink or food together and chat and just get to know one another and trade some best practices too, and hopefully that's what's happened as well, just to hopefully at the end of the day improve their programs.
Absolutely, and that's what it is. It's about getting better every day. As we watch Hunter Smith take a ball that was snapped low to the ground again, and he's had this happen to him a couple times today. He picked it up and he managed to stretch it out, rolled to his right, and then just fell forward and managed to pick up a few yards on what could have been a broken play. However, we do see the nefarious yellow flag on the field, so it looks like it's working against him. So all that effort, he'll have to readjust and try again as the Zebras march him back a bit. Well, Lee, if somebody wanted to get involved in and add the CanadaFootballChat.com information to their arsenal, how would they go about it? Obviously go to your website, but what else is in store for them there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Canada Football Chat, so we have a membership section. It's called the CFC Insider. And to access a lot of our articles, they'll have to subscribe. It's $13.95 a month, but you can get 25% off if you subscribe to an annual membership.
Wow.
We hope that people subscribe, but we know there's lots of value there for anyone involved in high school or college football. And, the more people subscribe, the more things that we can do and the more writers that we can hire. And so it's a win-win for everyone.
Well, that is an amazing deal. And resources like this, folks, haven't been around for that long. I mean, this is a tremendous tool that can be added to any parent or coach's arsenal in tracking players that Lee and his staff have put together. I remember, 20 years ago coaching, this type of information wasn't available. So take advantage of it today. Go to CanadaFootballChat.com. Make sure that you get your membership 25% off, and it will certainly enhance your ability as a parent to chart your young players' direction, or if you're in the coaching business or the scouting business, is certainly a tremendous resource. Lee, thanks so much for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll hear from you more as we get into the afternoon.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we've had some action on the field. The Canadians did not able to get that drive going. They had a few spurts here and there, but the Edge managed to hold them off from doing anything positive and now take over again. It is 1st down and 10. At quarterback, we're trying to see who they have in there right now. Can't see his number yet. Up over his head, and I think that's Deontay. Deontay is trying to make something out of nothing. That ball went right over his head. Oh, he stiff-armed that defender. Wow. That's a competitor. I have to tell you what, he tried to make something out of nothing. That's the second time that's happened to him today, and he did a tremendous job in trying to keep that ball alive. He still did lose some yards, but Deontay Mitchell, number 5, making his presence felt on the field, keeping himself composed and not panicking when the ball went over his head. But that does bring up a 2nd and long, and it looks like it's about a 2nd and let's just call it 18 yards. How about that? 26-12 on the scoreboard. FPC Pacific over the Edge. But if the Edge could get on the scoreboard here, that could make things a little interesting, as we're in the 3rd quarter of the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge, the 3rd annual one here on the West Coast. Flags again. Laundry being dropped all over the field. And the officials will sort this one out. Looks like it's going against the Edge, which generally means it was a false start on the offense. Beautiful day here in the city of Richmond. 11 degrees the expected high, unless, of course, you're with our production crew and we're stuck inside the shade where it's probably about 0 degrees. Anyway, sunshine on the field for the players. Wonderful afternoon. And fans are coming out. For just joining us worldwide around the globe, we want to thank you for joining us today for the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. This is a wonderful opportunity for some of the best young all-star players in America and Canada to put their brand on the field. And later today, we have the Future Stars, which are the 15, 16-year-old division coming to play. Additionally, this afternoon at 2 o'clock, the big boys come out to play. The varsity team will be out. Those are your grade 11 and 12s. And they'll be kicking off at 2 o'clock this afternoon Pacific time. So make sure you join us for that. Should be lots of fun. I know it was very hard hitting on Friday when the varsity got out here. So, all right. We still have second down. And it looks like we've now entered the fourth quarter of this contest as the teams switch sides. Edge have the ball. And Deontay is going to survey the defense, and they are showing a cover 2 shell for the first time this afternoon. There we go. And that is Ramirez as he just runs over Deng, and he is, if not getting the first down, he's very close to it. What a run by number 25 as he just allowed himself the ability to run full speed, and he nearly picked up that first down. That's Joey Ramirez. He's had a nice afternoon running the rock, especially when he's been in with Deontay Mitchell at quarterback. Nice pairing with those two. You know, these are all stars, and they don't all know each other. Even if they're on the Canadian squad or they're on the American squad, they still come to these all-star gatherings, and it's a bit of an adjustment. They've got to learn how to interact and get the timing and the tempo down with new players. And so this is a lot harder than it looks. And so these young men are doing a tremendous job. Third down, snapped ball, and Deontay Mitchell keeps it and moves it forward. And he is he's going to be short of the first down, obviously. It'll be fourth down, but he got a lot of positive yards. So we'll call it 4th and 6. 4th and 6, maybe a long 6. And see if the Edge can keep this drive alive. If they could get another score here, that would make this fourth quarter rather exciting for sure. This is the third annual event here on the West Coast for Fox 40. But the Prospect Challenge, as Lee Barrett mentioned earlier from CanadaFootballChat.com, there's another event coming your way April 28th in the eastern part of Canada, and that's going to be at the University of Toronto, where you'll have an opportunity there, if you receive the invite, to compete just like these young men for the opportunity to be a part of the Elite 60. Oh, and a completed pass by Deontay Mitchell, and this is going to be 6 points. What a pass. It was a nice skinny post taken by McCord Leeson, and he took it to the house. Nicely done. Wow. Wow, wow. 6 points. That makes it 27-18. 27-18. And if a conversion here, that would pull them to 19, and they'd only be down. Well, they'd still be down by, they need 2 scores, folks. They need 2 scores. I was trying to see, but again, rules here for this format, we can't do a 2-point conversion, so I had to think about that for a minute. You're only allowed to get 1 point either off a run or pass, so we'll see what they do. All right, this ball goes to Ramirez again, and he's going to easily take this ball in. So 27-19. So another 7 points, they'd still be down by 1. So the Edge do draw closer. They're showing signs of life here in the fourth quarter, but they're going to need a turnover. They're going to need something quick, either a 3-and-out or a turnover, and put points up quickly, and then get the ball back again. So it's a 2-possession opportunity for them. Meanwhile, the FPC Pacific, they came out early today, and they came out prepared to play, and they had quite a lead early, and they've played well. They really have. Hunter has done a tremendous job at quarterback for them. He's had great success in everything that he's done, and Mr. Swift has had several balls that have hit the ground, and he's run well. He's made good decisions. So Pacific showing and representing well here at the 3rd annual Fox 40 Challenge here in Richmond. All right, we're approaching the Future Stars contest. As the Future Stars have warmed up, they've made their way. You can start to see them filling in around the sideline areas there, getting ready for the next contest. Hunter laterals off of that. That's a live ball. They better jump on that or that's going to be a turnover. And it looks like the Edge may. We'll wait for the official signal, but did they get the ball? Hunter tried to lateral out of that, but the ball was not handled by the running back, and I don't think it was a turnover. No, they managed to get it. So Pacific managed to hold on. That was very close for Pacific. That was an ill-advised little toss there. He was trying to get it to the running back that was flanking him, but it fell short. And the Edge almost had a huge turnover. That would have been a huge break for them. All right, that brings up 2nd and 11. And we're trying to see who's at quarterback now for Pacific. Haven't seen a number yet. I do know that they have Kalelis in there at running back, and he's had a good day. Oh, it looks like they have Hunter Swift at running back. So they're going to talk about this. They're going to see what they can do. They definitely don't want to give the ball back to the Edge early. So Hunter Swift at quarterback for Pacific. He's had a good afternoon. All of these young players have had a tremendous opportunity this weekend to get looked at and get scouted. And over the weekend, some of these players are going to make it and be selected to the Elite 60, which are going to be televised on June 1st on TSN. TSN is obviously the major sports network here in Canada, and that's an opportunity for scouts at the next level to take a look at them, and that's going to be primarily for the Future Stars and for the varsity divisions, but a real opportunity for these guys to get looked at by the collegiate community. All right, here we go. Pacific comes out, and they're going to run trips right, and Hunter surveys the defense, and he's got Kalilis there, and he's going to go in motion. They're going to go to the left, and Hunter keeps it now. He thought about tossing it, but he didn't, and now he's going to keep it, and he turns the corner, and he's probably going to pick up. Well, it's hard to tell from this distance if he got the first down, but he's going to be close. It was a nice little run. For a moment there, it looked like the Edge might be able to shut him down, but he made a quick little scamper there around the outside. So we'll see where they move it. Yeah, he's about 3 yards short. So it's going to be 3rd and 3. The Edge team comprised of players from the United States, coming from Texas, Kansas, South Carolina, New Jersey, California. Lots of travel distance there for these young men to come up here and play, and they're being joined by some Canadian players on their squad to help fill out the roster. And then on the Canadian side of the ball, we have young men that are from as far away as Manitoba and Northern Ontario, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and of course here in British Columbia. All of these young men coming in, and their families have had a tremendous time. The event organizers here, we want to thank, of course, Fox. We want to thank Bodywear, the CFL, and of course CanadaFootballChat.com and the facility folks here at Minaroo Field, the Richmond Raider organization, City of Richmond. All of them have made this whole weekend experience really, really nice. for the parents and the players and all of us here. And if you're watching, wherever you are watching around the World Wide Web, we want to thank you for joining us and hope you're enjoying some of this young talent here. What you're watching are grades 8 and 9 out on the field right now. All right, 3rd down and 3. Hunter surveys, and now he's going to roll to his right. He's being pursued, and he's going to pick up the first down. He turns the corner, and he's got a lot more. He's probably picked up another 10 or 13, yeah, I'd say about 13 yards. Nice run by Hunter. He's really showing some mobility, and he's showing the ability to make very quick decisions once the ball's snapped. And that's something that coaches always look for. You know, we really don't care if you can throw the ball 70 yards downfield. That's a bonus. But what we do care about is that you can make really good decisions with the football. Don't turn the ball over, and get that ball in the hands of the playmakers around you and let them do the work for you. And that's always a good thing, you know, when you have a quarterback that can process that kind of information. And I don't know, you know, if people really realize how much information quarterbacks have to process. It's not as easy as what you may think. It's not simply taking the ball and then looking to throw it to somebody. They're having to read coverage and go through progression routes and all kinds of things. All right, Hunter takes the ball. He faked the little pitch there, and he kept it, and he only got about a yard, and he slipped. I think he lost his footing on the turf, and they're going to reload and try again. So 2nd down, and it looks like he lost about a yard. So 2nd and 11 is what we'll call it. And we're in the 4th quarter here at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge contest here. Beautiful weekend. 11 degrees, the expected high today. And just a slight wind. It's been changing direction, but not a factor in the game at all. All right, here we go. Hunter lines him up, and he's got Deng to his left. This time Deng is going to get the ball, but he's met immediately by the edge interior line. And, you know, those linemen, they didn't give him anywhere to go. Deng's had a pretty good afternoon too, but this time Enzo Agostini, he made his presence felt and wrapped him up right away. He's playing D-end, and boy, did he contain that side. He wasn't giving anything away to Agostini. So they'll reload. It's 3rd down. We've got a 3rd down. Okay, 4th down and about 3. And they're going to try to see what they can dial up here. Swift is talking with the coaching staff, and the edge, of course, trying to shut this down. They desperately need to get the ball back. All right, last-minute adjustment, Swift to Deng. Ball is snapped, and this time Swift keeps the ball. He's going to keep it himself, but he's immediately brought down by the edge linebacker. And that was Pedro Cabanas. He's also had a good game. He ran well early in the game, but he's playing linebacker now. And a lot of these guys play both ways, and they've done a tremendous job athletically. So that brings up a 1st down. And we're going to switch sides here as the edge take over. And Pacific will go on defense, and they're going to try to keep the edge off the scoreboard. Okay. 27-20. Pacific leading the Edge. And the Edge break the huddle. And they come out. I know at running back, they have that fine running back, Obiway. And they're trying to target him, but it is picked off. And that was a nice job by that linebacker. He picked him off right. He read that all the way. All the way. And that is, I'm trying to look at the number. That is the Pacific. Oh, that is Swift. That's Hunter Swift. Nice afternoon for Mr. Swift. Big INT. That's probably going to be the nail in the coffin, I think, as we're getting into the latter stages of the fourth quarter. But nicely done, nicely played. All right. On the Pacific side, we've had some players of the game already being nominated as we get ready to close this one out on offense. Number one, obviously, that's Hunter Swift. He's had a tremendous job. 5'9", 165, played quarterback, played linebacker. Tremendous athlete, really had a good showing today. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we've had number 3. He's done a good job, and that was Finn Shea. He's listed as a linebacker. I know he also plays some receiver. 5'10", 150, had a chance to spent some time with him yesterday at the Combine. Nice young man. And then the lineman of the game, he's a defensive end, and it's always nice to see the big guys get nominated for something. So the defensive end nominated as the Canadian player of the game is the defensive end, Kalilis. Miltiades Kalilis. He's 6'1", 185, and he's also had a nice game. On the edge side of the ball, on the U.S. side of the ball, number two, which is Leeson McCord, the quarterback. He's done a fine job this afternoon. Defensively, number 25, which is Joey Ramirez. No surprise there. That young man ran really, really hard. And then the lineman of the game for the edge, that is Agostini, Enzo Agostini, defensive end, made several key tackles for the edge and has done a tremendous, tremendous job all afternoon. So congratulations to all those young men as they've certainly put their best foot forward here this afternoon. All right, third down, and Pacific just basically trying to keep this drive going, running out the clock. They're up by 7, 27-20, and, you know, they're moving the ball quite efficiently this afternoon. They had a substantial lead, and the Edge have come back, and they've actually, you know, made a good showing in this second half, but Pacific came out on fire in the first half, and they were meshing really, really well and got that early lead, and they've managed to hang on this afternoon. So if they continue to move the chains and they can punch it in here, I think that pretty well will finish the scoring this afternoon. Coming up, don't forget, we've got the Future Stars on their way here at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. And that's coming up around, was scheduled for 11:30, but obviously this is running a little longer, so we'll have them on the field here probably before noon. So stick around for that. Going to be a lot of excitement around that. Really good running backs in that group, so should be interesting to watch. And then later this afternoon at 2 o'clock, we've got the varsity. We've got the Pacific and the Edge varsity guys showing up. Those big guys will get out here, and that's always fun, watching those varsity guys go after it. So Canada, USA, international contest this afternoon here at Minaroo Park in the Fox 40 Challenge. All right, Hunter's going to survey, and now he's going to take the snap. He's going to give it to the running back, and he's met immediately, drives forward for maybe a yard or two, and he's swarmed by the front four there. But he did pick up a couple yards. All right, we want to thank our sponsors this afternoon. They've done a tremendous job in organizing this event. And our sponsors are, of course, Fox and Bodywear, the Canadian Football League, and CanadaFootballChat.com. And if you haven't got your membership, your CFC Insider membership from CanadaFootballChat.com, you should do that today. 25% off. Just under $14 for a membership, and you get 25% off of that, and it gives you all kinds of news and analysis. It gives you all the updated information on when the prospect challenges and the CFC showcases are happening, and it gives you a look at the CFC 150, 100, 60, and 27 listing of all of these young players nationally and where they rank and how they measure up. And as we talked to the CEO and the founder of football, CanadaFootballChat.com earlier, Lee Barrett, he mentioned now they even have a JUCO listing as well. So good stuff here. If you're a football fan and you want to be part of the fastest growing sport in the world, as we watch Hunter sprint to his left, he's looking downfield. He has a guy, and that should be a flag. There should have been a flag thrown on that. But they're claiming it was incidental contact, I think. But he did have a step and got tangled up with the corner, but nicely done. It was a good call anyway. All right. Score should be 27-19. 27-19. Nice day for football this afternoon. If you've never been to British Columbia, we call it supernatural British Columbia because it is absolutely awesome. It is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, bar none. And 80% of the population in British Columbia, in this province, all live here in the Lower Mainland. So if you ever get outside of, I mean, the city of Vancouver is spectacular. But if you get outside of Vancouver and you get up moving toward Whistler and in the northern part of the communities, you're going to see some of the most untamed wilderness on the planet. It is beautiful, clean water, fresh air, all that good stuff. And if I sound like a travel advertisement, well, I'm proud of it. This is a wonderful province to live in, and you need to come out and enjoy it. All right, incomplete pass there. Deng over on the coverage and made sure that that ball didn't go anywhere, and the Edge will reload. It'll be second down and 10 in the waning minutes of this underclassmen division game here at the Fox 40 Prospect Challenge. This is the third annual one here, and we hope to see all of these young men back next year. Many of them will be, and we'll get some newcomers as well. April 28th, for those of you in Eastern Canada, remember that you can be a part of this too. If you are part of the invite only, you can be a part of the Prospect Challenge as well. We'll be at the University of Toronto as we see Mr. Cabanas. Oh, nice. He is just running through people. Great, great run by Pedro Cabanas, and he has had a heck of an afternoon for the Edge at running back. That young man has got a future. If you look at his build, he's not the tallest guy, but he's what we call thick in the coaching ranks, and he is a solid player. Great form, and he runs hard. And as he continues to improve himself athletically, he's going to become an even greater threat coming out of the backfield. Good run. Second down and 10 for the Edge as they try to get at least one more score on the board before the game ends. Want to remind you that Fox 40, they're the proud partner and official athletic supplier of the FPC. And what that means is that the best whistle in the world is sponsoring this event. And if you're an official, if you're a coach of any kind, all of you have heard of Fox whistles. They're a P-less whistle. They're official and authentic. Get yours today, either at your local sporting goods store, at Fox Online, or at Amazon. You can pick them up there. All right, little malfunction there on second down for the Edge, and they're going to get backed up as the laundry came flying out onto the lawn. And they're going to have to reload and run this thing again. All right, Jordan Hernandez, a quarterback. He takes the ball. He's looking, misses the check down, and as he started to look downfield, he got caught from behind, and that was a great play by one of the players of the game. That's number 43. That's Kalelis, and he did a tremendous job at coming from behind and bringing down Hernandez. Well, that'll bring up third and long. Very long. Hernandez takes the ball. He's going to feed the ball now to Cabanas, and he's had a great afternoon. Hard runner, and he gets it back up almost to the original line of scrimmage. A little slow getting up. And they're going to send a trainer out to take a look at him. And while they tend to Pedro, we're going to tell you that our sponsors this afternoon have done a tremendous job. Bodywear, the CFL involved in helping support this project, also CanadaFootballChat.com, and of course Fox. All of these tremendous sponsors for this event, for these families and these players. Coming up here in a few moments, we'll have the Future Stars out here, and they are the 15 and 16-year-olds, and that would be roughly grade 10s, 9 and 10s, I guess. And that's going to be an exciting game. I know on Friday when we watched them, really good running backs in that game and some good quarterbacks. One of the top quarterbacks around is going to be playing in that contest, so it should be really fun. We got to spend some time with these players on Friday, and they had a combine that they went through. And for many of them, it was the first time even being in part of an NFL-type combine where you had a laser 40, a handheld 40, you've got the power ball, you've got the three-cone drill, and you got the vertical jump. And it was a great experience, and it was a wonderful opportunity to get to know some of these players and hear their background stories and hear where they're coming and where they want to go in their life. And football is a great vehicle for these young men, not only to get to play this game, but also to be able to get a great education and to set themselves up to being very successful at whatever they want to do in life. It's going to make them better men, and it's going to make them key contributors in any community that they live in. And that's why coaches get involved in the game. That's why players always give back. It's the best team sport in the world. All right, Pedro's walking it off. He's had a very good afternoon, and I know he's made an impression on the scouting departments here. And the Edge still have fourth down. And it's about a 4th and 11 in order to keep the chains moving. FPC Pacific up. They're up 27-19. Some last-minute discussions. There we go. All right, Hernandez takes the ball. He's looking. He backs up. Now he's going to bolt a little bit to his left. Ball is tipped off his shoulder. He lost it off his shoulder and fell to the turf. That would have been Kalilis again, and he would have had a pick, and he could have gone the distance. He's had an impressive afternoon. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the game. Final score, FPC Pacific 27 and the USA Edge Underclassmen Division 19. Well done. Well, we want to thank all of our sponsors, of course. Fox, CanadaFootballChat.com, Bodywear, the CFL, and we want to thank you, the watcher, for being here this afternoon, this morning, and watching wherever you are around this wonderful globe. And join us here in a few moments. We'll have the underclassmen. They're getting ready to come out. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with the second game on our 3-game card. It'll be the Future Stars of the United States and Canada going at it here in a few minutes.